At sunrise, Nati stood by the sea. The wind played gently through her hair, her eyes lost in distant dreams. Nearby, Body sat quietly on a rock, watching her. Their eyes met. A silent connection sparked. Her name was Nati, his was Body. And that was the beginning of a love the sea itself seemed to whisper about. Day after day, their meetings continued, sometimes filled with quietness, sometimes with gentle laughter. They sat together by the sea, sharing silent moments that spoke louder than words. Love was growing, softly, quietly, like waves touching the shore. One day, rain began to fall suddenly. Nadi ran for shelter under a rock. Beatty rushed to her side, covering her with his jacket. Their eyes met again, filled with hope, warmth, and something unspoken. In that rain, silence became their language of love. At midnight, the sea whispered softly. Nadi and Body sat side by side, counting stars. Body spoke quietly, Nati, I. But his words faded. She smiled gently. That smile said everything his words could not. One morning the sea turned wild. Nati stood at the shore, but Bati was nowhere to be seen. The wind howled, waves roared, and she slipped into the sea. Then suddenly Bati appeared, diving in without hesitation. He pulled her out, breathless but alive. In the silence of the storm, love spoke louder than words. After the storm, they sat by a small fire. Body held Nadi's hand tightly, afraid to let go. She looked into his eyes. No words, just truth. That gaze became their promise. The darkness of the night had passed. Love remained. At sunrise, Nadi and Body stood once again by the shore, just like the first day. But now the silence was different, calm, full of peace. As the sun rose over the waves, they held hands and smiled. Their love had grown, like a vine reaching toward the light. The wind played through her hair once more, but this time with joy. Love is like the sea, sometimes wild, sometimes calm. But in the end, what remains is peace, faith, and love.